Earth signs, this is your channeled message of the day. All right, my Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. All right, for you guys, you are kind of out of alignment, feeling out of harmony, basically, with all of your goals, any aspirations, any beliefs, anything, like even your money, to the point. You just feel out of unison with life right now, and that's fine. We're going through a lot of transits right now, and we're still trying to get hold of being into like the new spiritual new year. Okay, so understand that you're not the only ones feeling this. A lot of us are feeling this, and when I say us, I mean Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, all earth signs. We are feeling this. Okay, you're just feeling like you want to transition into something new. You're ready for, bigger alignments, more that feel more like for you know what I mean? But it feels out of sync, like out of order. Everything that you're doing really just doesn't seem to get the recognition or the flowers, the credit for it. You're showing up for yourself in your work and anything and everything that you're trying to do. You're showing up for it, but it doesn't feel like it's getting appreciated, like it's being seen, like it's being heard. You could be praying to your ancestors, you could be praying to God, you could be praying to your spirit guides and working with certain deities, certain saints, whatever you may be doing. Even if you aren't doing that on the spiritual route, you're trying to say, like, show the universe, like, I'm here and I'm doing it. And you just feel like, this it's a dead end, like the universe is just not on the other end of the line and hearing what you're trying to give. But spirit is really saying, like, you can do this. You just have to kind of change your focus, change your shift, and really work out of, your energy, not trying to match the energy of anybody else that's online or in your family, in your circle of friends, whatever community or groups that you could be a part of. Don't try to keep up with others, okay? Because this is really going to just kind of keep that misalignment continuing, you know what I mean? So it's now time for you to sit down, maybe meditate, maybe do Reiki, maybe do sound bowl cleansing. Cleanse your space for sure. Definitely declutter. It's time to declutter before we even get into spring. Okay, it's definitely time to declutter because, like I mentioned, we're already approaching that spiritual new year, right? So what we do for any new year, before January, we clean, we declutter, we take down all the Christmas decorations and we prepare for a new, right? So this is definitely spirit saying it's time for you to still show up, but still, cater to your environment, cater to your mental, declutter your mental, declutter any emotions that you could still be pulling in from last year or the previous month. Either way, this is now time for you to keep doing what you're doing, but stay focused, okay? Don't look to the left, don't look to the right of the next person and what they got going on, because this is just going to tire you out. You know what I mean? You may already be feeling tired. You may be feeling restless. You may start to get bored. You may start to feel like, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? And it's like, yes. However, you're comparing too much, okay? Like, don't do that to yourself, babe. It's not worth it in the end. And you're really just prolonging how you get to the finish line, And the thing about it is the finish line can go on and on and on and on and on, because for some of you, you're meant to do more than one thing within this, this field of work that you could be in, or the hobby that you could be doing. There's not really one set lane for you, okay? And a lot of you are mixing that up, and it's like, you can get inspired, you can see others as inspiration, but when you start to compare yourself, when you start to mimic others and, start to really kind of forget your mission and forget what God has given you, through dreams, through synchronicities, through however, that's when you start to lose the plot, okay? So earth signs, you need to kind of ground yourself more and get better control of your vision. All right, so if this message resonated, I am open for same day delivery, same day readings.